Correct.
On a typical day, how many officers would generally be working on a SOFAS team? Or did that vary wildly?
It varied.
Okay.
Varied.
Give us a low number and a high number in terms of actively working a particular warrant.
It could be 6 to 12 to 14.
Okay, but generally like a minimum of 6 or 5
Typically.
or 6.
Typically.
Yeah. Okay. Now, how were the task force officers on SOFAS equipped? What equipment was provided to you all?
By the marshals.
Let's start with the marshals. Yeah.
Full time would be a vehicle. Computer.
Okay.
I think that might be it, on top of my head.
So if you were a full-time officer, as you were, the Marshal Service provided you with a vehicle?
Correct.
And can you describe the vehicle that you were assigned to, at least back in,
Yeah.
that was assigned to you at least back in 2020?
Yeah. I believe it might have been a 2018 Dodge Ram truck.
Okay. Was it a marked vehicle?
It's unmarked.
Okay. Was it equipped with any extra equipment that to designate it a police vehicle?
We had lights and sirens, and then we had a PA system that intermittently might work and might not work.
Okay. When you say lights, you're talking about like the
Not on top,
red?
not on top, red and blue lights, but not on top of the vehicle. They were in the windows, so they were for unmarked.
And they were there for the purpose of, if you wanted to notify people around you that this was a police vehicle, you could use the lights.
Correct.
If you were pursuing somebody in traffic or whatever, that was something that was available to you.
We could, not allowed to pursue, but we could use those to get through traffic as if
Okay.
in a cruiser.
How about the siren? What was the purpose?
Same thing, just to alert.
Okay. Now, in terms of weapons, body armor, radio, et cetera, did the Marshal Service provide you with those?
No, I used my what I have from Columbus.
Okay, so CPD had issued you your weapon.
Correct.
Did you have body armor as well?
I did.
I'm sorry.
I did.
Okay. And that was CPD issued?
It was a hand-me-down from the individual that was a task force officer prior to me. So yes,
So you inherited it?
I inherited it. Correct.
Did it have any kind of identifying information on the body armor that identified you as a police officer?
I had U.S. Marshal Task Force or Fugitive Task Force patches for it on the front and back.
Okay. I'm assuming those are issued by the Marshal Service?
Yes, those were issued by the Marshal Service.
Okay. What are they, like a Velcro or something?
Yeah, it was Velcro that attached to like the chest area and then on the upper back.
And then in terms of weapons, you had your CPD issued.
Yeah, correct. My CPD duty gun, my issue duty gun.
Okay. Now, let's go to December 4th, 2020. Were you working that day?
Yes.
And were you working the task force that day?
Correct.
In the course of that day, well, strike that. The radio that you had,
Mhm.
was a CPD radio.
It was.
So I'm assuming it had a number of channels on it,
Correct.
okay, among which were the channels for Columbus Police.
Correct.
Did it also have any other channels that you had access to?
U.S. Marshals.
Okay, so they had their own channel on the radio,
Correct.
and typically that's the way, at least when you're working the task force, I assume that's the way you'd have it set.
Yes.
Okay, and that enabled you to communicate with other team members.
Yes.
Okay. Now going back to December 4th, 2020, and you indicated you worked that day. Normal work hours for you?
Correct.
I believe this was a Friday, if you recall.
Yeah, it would have been 6 to 2, 6 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Okay. Did you, on that day, you and the SOFAST team, did you guys go out to the area of Ferris and Estates?
Yes.
And what was the reason for going there?
To serve a felony warrant on an individual,
You recall the individual's name?
Kendale Barber.
Okay. And do you remember where the location where you were sent?
As in Mr. Barber's address?
Yeah.
I don't know his address top of my head.
You know what street it was and the approximate location?
Yes, I believe it was on the Estates Place.
Okay. Let me,
Thank you.
I'm going to put up here what's been marked as State's Exhibit number 19. I'll place it on the easel here. Hopefully everybody can see. Can you see that?
Yeah, that's fine.
You recognize what that area is that depicts?
The same area we just spoke about.
Okay. And I don't know whether you recall the precise house that was Mr. Barber's, but.
I don't.
This being Estates, you remember the general location of his house?
Closer to Ferris on the west side of the street, which will be the left.
On this side of the street, and at this end of the state, Estates is a very short street, right?
Correct.
So up towards this end of the street.
Correct.
Okay. Tell us about the efforts at locating Mr. Barber. Were you successful?
We were not. He was not there.
Okay. Did your team actually go to the home?
We did.
Okay. And that would have been his mother's home?
I believe so.
Okay. Prior to going to Mr. Barber's home, had the team met and discussed this warrant?
I believe we probably briefed it someplace, but I don't remember
I
where.
don't recall today.
I don't remember where, but yes.
Recall 5 years later
Right.
where you met, but that would be standard,
Correct.
so that everybody knows, here's who we're looking for, here's how we're going to approach this.
Typically,
Okay. And that, the team is led by, were you the leader of the team?
no.
Who was the leader of the team?
At the time, I was Dave Youngless,
Okay. And he is employed by
U.S. Marshals.
U.S. Marshals?
That's correct.
Okay. So at any rate, you all approached that house.
Correct.
He was not there.
Correct.
What happened then?
I think we interviewed his mom, and we left the house.
Okay. Did you personally talk to his mom, if you recall?
I did.
You were familiar with Kendall Barber, is that correct?
Correct.
So when you left, what were the marching orders at that point?
Done for the day and go where you needed to go. So I was going back to the task force.
Okay. Were you the first to leave?
No.
Okay. Were you the last to leave?
I believe so.
Okay. Were there any other agencies out there other than the task force on that day?
Franklin County,
Franklin County?
Sheriff's Office.
Who from there?
I believe their SWAT team and then their Special Investigations Unit.
Okay, so there were officers from both
Correct.
there, and they were part of the effort to locate Mr. Barber.
That's correct.
Did they leave also, as far as you knew?
The Special Investigation guys, I never saw them, so I have no idea. But their SWAT guys, yes.
When you say you never saw them, what?
They're covert. I don't know. They didn't come to the house with us.
So what their role was, what, surveillance primarily?
Correct.
Okay. So you never interacted with the SIU guys, and you don't know whether they were still there or not?
I do not.
Okay. Who else were among the last to leave that you were aware of?
Myself, and then I had Task Force Officer Yorkowitz, who was riding with me, and then Deputy Meade.
Okay. And Deputy Meade was also on the task force, is that right?
That's correct.
And he was working with you that day?
Correct.
Prior to leaving, I assume did you suit up to approach the house when you were looking for Barber?
You mean at the very beginning?
Yes.
Yes, we were already geared up.
Okay. This wasn't the only warrant that you guys worked that day?
No.
Okay. This is just the last one?
Correct.
Okay. So did you remain suited up with your body armor and weapon?
No.
Okay. What did you do?
I de-geared, took my gun belt off and my vest off, placed them in the back seat of my truck.
Okay. Is that the normal place that you kept them when
That was typical.
you weren't wearing them?
Correct.
Did your truck have a secure storage facility for firearms?
I had a vault in the back of my truck.
Okay. So that was back in the bed of the truck?
Correct.
Did you place your weapon in there?
No.
Okay. So you take off your body armor. How about your Yorkowitz?
I believe he took his off too.
Okay. And you all then left the location?
Correct.
Okay. Tell me the route you took.
So it went northbound on Estates, and then would have turned left on the Ferris, which would be westbound, and then came up to Carl Road.
Okay. Now, Were you following anyone?
I was behind Deputy Meade.
Okay. So he pulled out of Estates first,
Correct.
and then you would have pulled out after him?
Correct.
Okay. Now, where's your radio?
In my vest,
Okay.
in the back seat.
In the back seat. Was it on?
No.
Okay, so you had turned it off.
Correct.
Did the truck have a radio?
It did not.
So, when we talk about radio, maybe showing my age, but is this kind of look like a walkie-talkie, like a square box? Or?
Yeah, like a rectangle box. It's handheld, but it just goes into like a pouch on my vest.
Put it in there, and then did you have like a microphone or?
Not a microphone, but like usually an earpiece with a mic on my vest.
Okay. So that's when you're geared up. You've got all that. You've got the earpiece. You've got a mic on your vest that you can talk into.
Correct.
The radio that you had, and understandably when you're doing so fast work set on the Marshal's channel, did it have the ability to quickly switch to the Columbus Police channel?
Not quickly. I would have to press buttons and to go to different channels. I have to press buttons on the screen.
Okay. Is there what's called or referred to as a banner switch?
There is.
Tell us about that.
It's just emergency banner. It's I think it's an orange button on the very top. So if I can't get the air to radio, because if somebody else is using the radio or they're airing something else, or if I can't get to the channel I need to get to air something, I can hit the banner, and it automatically gives me Columbus Air, where other cars can't mark over me, and I get the air to radio.
You get priority.
I get priority.
You know, and that's an emergency switch for when the situation calls for it.
Correct.
Okay. Tell us, so you're heading westbound on Ferris, coming up to Carl.
Correct.
Did anything unusual happen?
We were stopped at the light, and I saw Deputy Meade do a U-turn at Ferris and Carl Road.
Was there a vehicle in between you and Deputy Meade?
I believe so. Okay.
Did that strike you as unusual when you did the U-turn?
A little bit. I just assumed he might have left something at the house.
Okay, that was your assumption at the time.
Correct.
What happened next?
Deputy Meade pulled up next to me and
Okay,
then rolled down my window.
okay,
Don't me keep going.
yeah. What happened?
So Deputy Meade was panicked and saying, "We got to go. He's got a gun. He's got a gun."
Okay. Did he give you any other information?
No.
Okay. What are you thinking at that point?
At that point, I'm thinking that SIU, the County Special Investigation Unit, is still watching surveillance on Mr. Barber's house, and that either somebody walked out of the house with a gun or Mr. Barber had shown up with a gun.
Okay. Now, had Deputy Meade, he's in a Marshall vehicle also, is that correct?
That's correct.
And similarly equipped to yours?
Yes.
Had he turned on his lights?
I don't remember.
Okay. That certainly, if he had, that would be a signal to you that, hey, there's something going on.
Well, I don't know if he turned them on when he made a U-turn. I don't know, is what I'm saying.
That he may have turned them on while he made the U-turn?
Correct.
Okay, and then turned them off?
Yeah, I don't know.
When he came by you, they weren't on?
I don't believe so.
Okay. So what did you do at that point?
Did a U-turn from where I was at to follow him.
You recall whether you turned your lights on?
I have no idea.
You may have turned them on to make the U-turn, you may have
Maybe.
left them on?
Maybe,
Okay.
don't know.
But the information he gave you was, he's got a gun, we got to go.
Correct.
And so, what's going through your mind is you're thinking, oh, well, maybe Kendall Barber's come back, you know, that's where your mindset is.
That's correct.
Okay. So tell us what happens then.
We turn right, so we'd be southbound back onto Estates Place, past Mr. Barber's house, and then we stop about, I think, Sale Road area.
Okay. So as you're passing Barber's house, you're thinking, not Barber, right?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on
And you say you stopped
around there.
right around in here?
Correct.
Sale Road. So, no,
Correct.
okay, what happens then?
I see Deputy Meade get out of his truck, and he went to his vault, which is in the bed of the truck, and then started to remove his vest,
Or
his bulletproof
take it
vest.
off or
Put it on.
Put it on?
Put it on.
Okay.
He was
So
removing
you
it from the vault to put it on. Correct.
Removed it from the vault?
Correct.
Okay.
So then I jumped out of my truck and
Are you parked next to him?
I'm behind-
beside him, or
behind him.
behind him?
Correct. To grab my vest and my gun belt to start putting that stuff on.
Okay. Just based on what he's doing? you're
Correct.
Thinking I better gear up.
Correct.
Does he say anything to you?
He points and says down there.
What do you see?
I see an individual standing in the road.
Whereabouts?
Down towards like the highlighted area you have.
Right in here?
Correct.
An individual standing in the road.
Correct.
What can you tell us about that?
I just knew it was a male, and that's all I could tell.
How did you know it was a man?
Just by his stature.
Okay. Body structure?
Correct.
So forth. Remember how the individual was dressed?
I do not.
Did you see the individual, anything in his hands, or could you see his hands?
I didn't see anything. I couldn't tell.
Could you tell the race of the individual?
No.
Assuming you couldn't see his face.
Correct.
At that point, when you first saw this individual down there, did you see him doing anything that you viewed as threatening?
No.
Okay. What happened next?
So I put my vest on, and it was an old vest, so it took a while to cinch the sides so it was secure, so I was trying to deal with that. Deputy Meade got back into his truck, and the male had started walking up towards the house.
Okay. When Mr. Meade got back in his truck, what did he do? Mr. Meade.
He started to drive down the street.
Okay. Slowly?
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to his speed.
Okay. And you say the individual that you saw down in the street started to walk where?
He started to walk up, I don't know if it was the sidewalk or the grass, but started to walk up towards the highlighted house, and then his pace started to pick up to a hurried pace, like, kind of like towards the,
Let me stop you. When
Correct.
you say a hurried pace, you mean he began walking faster?
correct.
Okay. And are you still standing outside of your truck at that point?
As Deputy Meade took off, yes. And then I jumped.
You're watching this individual start walking,
Correct.
okay? And you're still working on getting
Well-
the vest fastened, is that right?
It was an effort, correct.
And let me step back for a moment, talk a little bit about your body armor. You say it was an old vest that you inherited. You also had a gun belt, is that right?
That's correct.
Is that separate from the vest?
It is.
Okay. And when you are gearing up, putting the vest on, do you have to put the gun belt on first, second? How does that work?
There's no rhyme or reason, just whatever's easier to do at the time.
Okay, so you could do it either way.
You can.
Okay. And in this instance, had you already put your gun belt on, or?
No,
So in this instance, you were putting the vest on first.
correct.
I assume your handgun is in the holster on the gun belt, is that right?
I think I might have had a drop holster, but it was still would have been, which attaches around my thigh, but it was still in the holster.
Okay. So you see the pace pick up. Mr. Meade's driving towards that location, is that right?
Correct.
What do you do?
Jumped in my driver's seat and took off after Deputy Meade.
Okay. Had you secured your vest by that point?
No,
Had you put your gun belt on?
no.
Where was your gun?
I don't know if it was in the holster. I don't know if, I think I took it with me to the driver's seat. Like grabbed the whole belt.
Yeah, that's I guess bad question. Your gun belt had been in the back seat, is that right?
Correct.
But by the time you get back into your truck, you've got the gun belt with you in the front driver's
I
seat.
believe it, I'm holding it like on my lap.
Were you aware of what Officer Yorkowitz was doing while this was transpiring?
I wasn't focused on him.
Okay. Yeah, so do you even know whether he got out of the truck?
I believe he got out when I got out, but I don't know what he was doing. Like, I don't know if he had his gear on or what.
By the time you got back in your truck, had he?
He was back in the front
he was
passenger
in it
seat.
as well. Okay. Tell us what happened next.
The male, as he's coming to the corner, as he's picked up his pace to walk, it turns into what I recognize from being in patrol. It turns into like a sprint to start the run. And Deputy Meade pulls up and exits his truck.
Okay. Do you actually see the individual run, or is it like, I mean, is he in your sight this whole time, or does he go out of your sight?
Not until so it's difficult to explain. So being in patrol and being in numerous foot chases and just activity, like pedestrian activity or compared to the innocent public, it was just a normal walk to a hurry pace to when he gets to the end, it turns into a run to run out of view. And it was something that I've been used to, something that I've seen like numerous times.
Mm-hmm.
So through my training, I knew it was a run.
Okay. And then he disappears from sight.
Right.
So we're seeing maybe 1 or 1.5 steps of the run, and
Correct.
then he's gone.
Right.
At least from your view.
Correct.
And at that point, when that happened, where's Deputy Meade?
I believe he's pulling up, like stopping.
Okay? And you're already back in your truck, is that right?
Correct.
Did you begin to get back in your truck at the point that Deputy Meade started heading?
As soon as Deputy Meade got back in his truck, I saw he was going to go, so I got back in my truck to go.
Okay, so that's the point where you said, okay,
Yeah.
I don't have it yet, but, I'm going to go.
Correct.
And at least in terms of what's going on, why this person is of interest, and so forth, you still don't know.
Correct.
Safe to say you're kind of confused about what's going on at this point?
I just knew somebody had a gun. So yes.
Only from what Deputy Meade had said, right?
Correct.
Okay. Tell us what happens next.
As I pull up and I'm exiting my truck, I hear, show me your hands, and then I hear gunshots.
Give us some idea of, the time gap between show me your hands, and the gunshots.
I couldn't give you a time gap.
I mean, we're not talking about a minute,
No,
split second.
probably within seconds.
How many gunshots did you hear?
I don't know.
More than one?
I couldn't tell you.
Well,
I just heard gunshots.
okay. Well, when you say shots,
It would be more than one, but I don't.
You don't have a count as
don't.
to whether it was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever.
I don't.
At the point that you hear the gun, the show me your hands and the gunshots, where are you in this? Are you guys there or?
Yeah, we're out front, like getting out of the truck.
Okay, so you had pulled up behind Mr. Meade's truck.
Correct.
So, was your door open were you out of the truck when you heard?
The door was opening and it was going into park, and the door was opening.
Okay. Yeah, so this kind of an abrupt foot on the brake,
Correct.
into park.
It's all in one motion.
Open the door, all kind of simultaneously,
Correct.
right? And as you open the door, that's when you hear,
Correct.
show me your hands, da, 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 da. Okay. What did you do at that point?
Took off running to what last place I saw Jason run to.
Okay. Was he in sight when you heard the gunshots? In your sight?
No, I didn't see him.
Okay. So as you're pulling up, well, when he arrives there, tell us what you saw him doing.
He was moving towards the last place I saw the individual run to
Okay, and how was he armed?
with his rifle.
He had a rifle,
Correct.
and how was he moving towards, the rifle? What has a sling that you can hangs around his neck so that when he's not pointing it at somebody, it's just resting there.
No, I would say low ready. I don't know. I don't know the terms for a rifle. I'm not a rifle operator, so I don't know how.
I'm sorry.
I'm not a rifle operator, so I don't know the terms. I would say maybe a low ready, like
Okay.
so it's
If you can, stand up and demonstrate for us.
yeah.
Kind of.
I mean, I would assume like
Okay.
low ready, like
So-
ready
so he-
to
So he's got the gun.
like so you can pull it up if like so
Okay.
we don't point our guns at just any
Yeah,
targets.
right.
So yeah.
And this is as he gets out of his truck. That's kind of.
I mean, I don't know if it was like as he steps out of his truck. It's like I know as he's moving.
Okay, and he's moving in the direction that the individual was,
Correct.
had been moving?
Correct.
And did you lose sight of him as you were pulling up?
Yes.
The last that you saw of him, is he still in that low ready
Correct.
kind of posture, and is he moving slowly? Is he moving quick?
I don't know if it's like super, I don't know, it's not like super slow, but it's a steady walk.
Is it a hurried walk?
It's not a hurried walk, but it's a walk.
Okay. Okay, so you're out of your truck. I assume you have your gun.
I have my gun belt in my hand.
Okay, and the gun is in the holster at that point.
Correct.
Where do you go?
I run up like towards the front of the house, the side of the house, like up the sidewalk, and pull my gun out of the holster and throw my gun belt on the ground.
Show you what has been marked as 11C. Estates, Case Road. I guess you start with approximately where were you parked when you pulled up? Roughly.
Was it here? I'm asking you.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Was it there?
Well,
I can't remember. Honestly, I'm sorry.
okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. You're behind, you didn't go around.
No, I was back.
So-
I didn't know if that was that was whose truck that was.
Well, this would have been Mr. Meade.
Okay, then I've been back here behind him.
Yeah, and I understand.
I apologize.
You don't know
Don't
precisely.
speak over each other. Ask a question, he will answer.
I'm sorry. I understand you can't be precise, but it was in this general vicinity.
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
That's correct.
And then when you got out of your truck, kind of show us the path you took.
I believe it was this sidewalk. I ran through my gun belt there.
Okay? Without your gun, right?
My gun was in my hand, but I threw my gun belt down
You
there.
just dropped your gun belt.
Correct.
I don't need it at this point.
Correct.
Okay. And so when you get up there, what's the next thing you see?
Deputy Meade.
And where is he located?
Around like the fence, like the gate, I
Gate
guess.
area?
Correct.
And you make yourself known to him?
I don't know if I say anything to him. I just run up next to him.
Okay. And tell us what transpired then.
We proceed like side by side up to the side door of the house.
Okay. And what happens then?
We get up to the side door that's open, and that's where I see Mr. Goodson lying on the ground inside the door.
See him inside the house?
Inside the doorway, yes.
Okay. do you enter the house?
I don't know if I step into like that little frame area, but, or I take it, like, I don't know how we're standing in there, but that's when like Jason had told me he's got, like, when we were walking up, he's got a gun, so be careful. So we had gotten up there, and then he's laying on the ground. The door is at like a 90-degree angle, so can't see to the left. And then Jason tells me the house isn't clear, so he rolls rolls Mr. Goodson over.
Okay, let me stop
Correct.
here. Let's step back for a second. When you see Mr. Goodson, you say, Mr. Meade rolled him over. Is he face down or face up at the time that you first see him?
Face down.
Face down? Do you see his hands?
No,
Do you know where his hands are?
no,
Could have been out, could have been under,
I don't know.
just don't recall.
I don't recall it.
And you say that Mr. Meade rolls him from his face to his back?
Correct.
When that happens, what do you see?
A handgun.
You see a handgun?
Correct.
And had it been under Mr. Goodson?
Correct.
What part of his body was it under?
Like his upper chest, torso area.
Now, at that point, are you inside the house or outside the house?
Probably like right in the
entryway?
threshold. Correct.
There's a step up to get into the house. Have you made the step up at that point?
Possibly.
And you said that there was a door blocking to the left.
Correct.
What did you do?
Kick the door.
Okay. Tell me what you saw.
I saw a gentleman, a small child, and a Rottweiler.
Okay. What did you do in relation to them?
Gave them verbal orders.
Okay. To do what?
What I said specifically, I don't know, but to basically stay where they're at.
Your point was that you didn't want them coming any further.
Correct.
So that's what your directive was.
Correct.
What happened next?
I see Yorkowitz and tell him to take my position, like to cover that side of the house, like to cover that room.
Okay. Where was Mr. Meade?
Behind me, like to my right, because I was focused on to my left, so he would have been to my right back.
Okay. Well, at the point that you see Officer Yorkowitz, where's Mr. Meade?
Well, when I see Yorkowitz, my focus is to my left. So
Okay.
I don't know, I'm not paying attention to where Deputy Meade's at.
I understand. So,
He would have been behind me.
okay. Do you know where he went? Did you see him again?
Yeah, as soon as Yorkowitz took that position, took my position, I turned back,
Okay.
and Meade was right there.
And what was he doing?
I wasn't focused on what he was doing.
Okay. What did you do?
Stepped over or stepped around, I don't remember which way, Mr. Goodson to hold the kitchen area.
Okay. How do you use the term hold the kitchen area?
Correct.
What do you mean by that?
Because that house wasn't secure, and two, I still didn't know what was technically going on. I didn't know if there were other suspects like in the house or what just transpired. So I'm holding in case other potential threats come out of the rest of the house towards us.
Where's Mr. Meade at that point? Do you know?
Behind me,
Okay. Do you know what he's doing?
I don't.
Are you talking to each other?
I don't believe so.
Okay. So you're kind of at the top of the kitchen, I guess.
Correct.
Lack of a better term, front of the kitchen. as you say, holding it, what happens then?
I apologize. I forgot to add, when we first got up to the door, I had hit my banner on my radio. So I apologize.
Yeah.
So which gave me the air. Like I turned my radio on, hit the banner, and let them like air that, Stardust medics and Stardust officers.
So basically, you hit your banner as you guys are entering the house?
As we get up to the door,
Okay, even before you entered the house?
as soon as I see Mr. Goodson, I hit the door.
Okay.
Or hit the banner, I'm sorry.
And what do you, and you then broadcast what?
What, I don't know what I said exactly, but probably, shots fired, Stardust a medic and Stars cars.
So in other words, you're signaling, get people here as quickly as possible.
Correct.
Okay, so now you've now stepped around and are up kind of the front of the kitchen. What happens there?
A pit bull comes out and runs towards me and stops, and then two younger females, like probably maybe their late teens, would come out and yell, or like record with their phones and screaming at us. And then so I was ordering them back and to stop, get the dog.
Okay, so you're directing them, get this dog out of here
That and for them to stay back.
and don't come any further.
Correct.
What's the next thing that happens?
I believe Deputy Barnhart, who's also on the task force, shows up, and I see him walk in, and I tell him to start CPR.
Okay. Where's Mr. Meade at that point?
I don't know. That's not my focus.
Was he already doing CPR?
I have no idea.
Well, when you directed Officer Barnhart.
Barnhart, I believe, walked up to me and asked me what we needed.
Okay. He came from behind you?
Correct.
Okay. And that's when you said start CPR?
Correct.
So at least at that point, you weren't aware of anybody having started CPR?
I don't know what was going on behind me.
Okay. Well, the fact that you were directing someone to start it would suggest that you didn't.
That means I have no idea, and I just want to make sure that the preservation of life is being attempted.
Okay. And in essence, you had lost track of where Mr. Meade was.
Correct. My focus was on what in front of me.
So how long do you remain there at the front of the kitchen holding the air?
I couldn't tell you. It feels like an eternity. And I'm not being funny. That's what it feels like. So I could tell you it was an hour. I don't know. Until I know that the rest of the marshals team showed up and they started to clear the house, and Columbus patrol officers started to show up. So until I was able to get relief from my position, I was stuck there.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as 25D, which is a graphic showing the layout of the house. This being the living room here, this being the side porch here, side door, the kitchen this hallway, a bathroom, and bedrooms back here. Can you mark on that roughly where Mr. Goodson was located on the floor of the kitchen?
Sure.
Okay. Now, this is that inside door that I think you said you kicked, right?
That right there?
Yes.
Yes.
So after you opened it further, it was right in there, right?
Correct.
And where was the gentleman with the young child in the living room?
Do you want me to mark it?
Yeah, please.
It would have been in this area.
Okay. And then when you were holding the kitchen, give us roughly your location for doing that.
So probably up in here.
Okay. So, and that's where you remained, what, until,
Until somebody took my place, or I was told that the house was cleared and I could exit.
okay.
One of the two. I don't know how
Well-
that happened.
Were you still in there when the medics arrived?
Yes.
Okay. So the medics came in the side door, is that right?
That's correct.
So at the point that you would have left the house, either Mr. Goodson was being attended to or he had been actually removed by the medics, is that right?
Correct.
You remember which?
I don't.
Okay. I published this, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, and just so we're clear, this X marks approximately where Mr. Goodson was laying when you first entered the house,
Correct.
correct? And I'm, other than Mr. Meade rolling Mr. Goodson from his front to his back, while you were there, were you aware of Mr. Goodson being moved at all?
No.
And this would be the location where you were holding the kitchen,
Correct.
which gave you a sight line up through this hallway, is that right?
Yes, sir.
And this is where the pit bull and the young females
They came from that area.
in that area. I mean, they didn't come into the kitchen, is that right?
They probably past that bathroom.
Okay.
But they stopped before they
Right in the vicinity where my pen is?
probably maybe a little bit closer. But yes.
Okay, right around in there? Okay. Thank you. I don't believe I have any further questions.
Any cross-examination?
Thank you, Your Honor. I didn't hear
Thank you.
May I proceed?
You may.
Good afternoon, Detective Rosser.
Good afternoon.
We've met before.
Yes, ma'am.
My name is Caitlin Stevens, and I, along with my co-counsel, Mr. Collins and Mr. Nolder, represent Mr. Meade in this action. I tend to go fast. If at any point I go too fast or you don't understand my question, please just let me know and I'll rephrase or slow down for you, okay?
Sounds good.
So you said you've been with the Columbus Police Department for 19 years?
Yes, ma'am.
Fair to say you said 10 years on patrol?
Yes.
So 9 years in the Detective Bureau?
At this point, yeah.
Fair to say your job as a law enforcement officer is to investigate crimes, yes?
Correct.
It's your sworn duty to uphold the laws here in the city of Columbus, correct?
Correct.
Hypothetically, Detective Rosser, you're riding in a car and you see someone waving a gun around, pointing it at people driving by a school. At that point, sir, it's your duty to investigate that vehicle, correct?
Overruled.
I'll give you that hypothetical again, sir. You're riding in a car. You see someone waving a gun around and pointing it at people. Driving by a school. At that point, it's your duty to investigate that person, correct?
Correct.
Because you're a police officer, right?
Correct.
You see laws being broken, right?
Correct.
It's your job at that point to make contact with them, true?
True.
So that's what you would try to do in that situation, right?
Yes, ma'am.
That's what training tells you to do in that situation, correct?
Correct.
You see someone pointing a gun while driving, that person is committing improper handling of a firearm in a motor vehicle, correct?
Correct.
That's a felony here in this state, true?
True.
That person, if he's pointing it at people, could be committing aggravated menacing, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So it's your job to investigate that person.
Correct.
You would agree with me when I say that it's dangerous to point a gun or wave a gun in a motor vehicle, correct?
Correct.
So your training tells you that you must investigate, correct?
Correct.
Now, once you choose to investigate, Detective Rosser, you didn't create the situation that led you to that person being investigated, right?
Correct.
In fact, that person is the one who created the situation by breaking the law to begin with, true?
True.
That person was the one who created that situation, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, same hypothetical, sir. If you were working with a team on that day, your job would be to communicate with your team, right?
Correct.
You would want to communicate to your team what you saw, right?
Correct.
You would hop on the radio and say something to the effect of, hey, we got a guy with a gun here, right?
Correct.
You would want to radio your location, correct?
Correct.
Because it's important for your team members to know what is going on, right?
Yes, ma'am.
It's important for you to communicate to the team what is going on, right?
Correct.
And your location, correct?
Correct.
And so once you communicated and you heard responses over the radio, at that point, Detective, you would know your team was en route, true?
True.
Now, same hypothetical, sir, that person, at least right now, is contained in a motor vehicle, correct?
Correct.
Once that person leaves the car, the dynamics change, right?
True.
You as a law enforcement officer, you're not responsible for changing those dynamics, correct?
Correct.
The person in the car who left the car is responsible for changing those dynamics, true?
True.
So at that point, that person in the car, same hypothetical, gets out of the car. You know as a law enforcement officer, a foot chase is about to ensue, correct?
Correct.
You would agree with me that a foot chase is more dynamic than a person being contained in a car, correct?
Correct.
It's more uncertain, you would say?
Yes.
Because you don't know where that person is going, right?
Correct.
You know that person has a gun because you saw it, right?
Correct.
But you don't know where that person is heading with a gun, correct?
Correct.
Now, if the person turns, looks at you, and takes off, your training says that that person is fleeing, right?
That's correct.
You would consider that person as fleeing, right?
I would.
2 additional crimes, fleeing and eluding.
Correct.
You'd probably tell that person to stop.
Correct.
You'd identify yourself as a law enforcement officer.
Yes.
And now they're failing to comply with a lawful order, right?
Correct.
Now, again, you have a duty to stop that person from doing whatever it is that they're going to do, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And that's what you're trained to do, right, Detective?
Yes.
Now, you're not trained to speculate as to why this person may be fleeing, right?
No.
You're not trained to think about, hey, why does this person have a gun, are you?
No.
You have no idea why this person is fleeing, right?
Correct.
You have no idea why this person has a gun, correct?
Correct.
Same hypothetical, sir. You know that someone running with a gun in a residential neighborhood is dangerous, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, you're trained to identify yourself as law enforcement
Correct.
and give commands, correct?
Correct.
You're trained to tell the person to drop the weapon.
Correct.
You're trained to be loud, right?
Correct.
And forceful, correct?
Correct.
Your attempt at that point is to gain compliance with that person in an attempt to get them to drop the weapon, correct?
Yes.
Now, if you see them drop the weapon and immediately put their hands up, you would move in for an arrest, correct?
Yes.
That's what your training would tell you to do, right?
Correct.
Your training would tell you to go ahead, move in, and apprehend that suspect, right?
Yes.
Now, you know, sir, that even if someone is facing away from you, they can still be a deadly threat, right?
Correct.
Why is that, sir?
You can still shoot somebody with your back to them.
So you're trained on that.
We are.
You're trained that somebody can point a weapon if their back is pointed to you.
100%.
Now, you've seen that happen before in training, correct?
Correct.
Where a person can be a deadly threat,
Yes.
even if their back is pointed to you.
Correct.
You know that person, even if their back is pointed to you, can make a slight turn and point that weapon at you, correct?
Correct.
Now, hypothetically, sir, same hypothetical, if instead of dropping the weapon, you see them turn and slightly point the gun in your direction, what does training tell you to do at that point?
To stop the threat.
To stop the threat. What type of threat is that, Detective Rosser?
Deadly force.
It's a deadly force? So your training tells you to use deadly force to stop a deadly threat, right?
Correct.
Shouldn't you just shoot the person in the hand?
That's not feasible.
That's not feasible?
No.
Tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury why it's not feasible.
That's strictly for the movies. You shoot center mass, and that's to stop the threat. Because shooting in the hand or the leg, even in the movies, it does not stop the threat. They can still attack you, can still kill you. They're still a deadly threat.
A person pointing a weapon at you, that's absolutely a deadly threat, right?
Correct.
No doubt about that, Detective Rosser.
None?
It's an immediate deadly threat, correct?
Correct.
An action is always faster than a reaction, correct?
Correct.
And now you're trained, Detective Rosser, that an immediate threat of serious physical harm or death to an officer or others will permit him to respond with deadly force, correct?
Correct.
So if you saw a gun being pointed at you in that same hypothetical, sir, you would not hesitate to pull the trigger, right?
Correct.
You would meet that deadly threat.
Slow it down a little bit.
I apologize,
He's gonna
sir.
scream at me.
I apologize, Miss Sue. You would meet that deadly threat with deadly force, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, in that moment that that gun is pointed at you, you don't look and see if the safety's on in that gun, do you?
No.
You don't have time for that, do you? Why don't you have time for that?
It's life or death. They don't have time to check for if that gun functions, if it has a magazine, if the safety's on. As far as I know, that gun is loaded and it's ready to fire.
That's what you're trained, correct? Assume every gun that's being pointed at you is in fact loaded, right? You have to assume that that firearm is loaded, right?
Correct.
In that moment, you don't have time to say, hold on, wait a second, let me see if that gun is loaded. Go ahead and take the magazine out, right?
No.
You don't have time for that, do you?
Do not.
Now, in that whole scenario and hypothetical that we just walked through, what started as a typical felony stop escalated very quickly into a deadly force encounter, correct?
Correct.
A deadly force encounter that you are permitted by law to use deadly force, correct?
Correct.
You're allowed to defend yourself, right, Detective Rosser?
Correct.
Who was in fault in creating that deadly threat in that hypothetical, sir?
The other individual.
The other individual, the one who pointed the firearm at you in that hypothetical?
Correct.
Thank you. Now I want to talk to you about extended magazines for a moment. Extended magazines are distinct to you for a couple different reasons, right?
Yes.
One is that if I'm holding a weapon, you can see the extended magazine, correct?
That's correct.
It's not flush how you would normally hold a weapon, right?
Correct.
So, in your experience, Detective, you're trained to look for extended magazines, right?
Correct.
You have an eye for looking at that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
And
ma'am.
identifying extended magazines.
Correct.
In your experience, Detective Rosser, an extended magazine, you would agree with me, when I say that it makes a deadly weapon even deadlier, correct?
Correct.
Because it has the capacity to fire more bullets, true?
True.
Now, you would know back in 2020, guns were a problem in the city of Columbus, correct?
Yes.
And you would know back in 2020, drive-by shootings are a problem in the city of Columbus, correct? Are you objecting, Mr. Sawyer? I'm sorry, I heard objection.
Sure. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take our 15-minute break after Ms. Stevens and Sue will need it for her hand. Do not discuss this case among yourselves. Do not permit anyone to discuss it with you or in your presence. It is your duty not to form or express an opinion on the case until it is finally submitted to you. Minutes. And you can step down if you want.
Thank you, sir.
Disney? Come in.
Haven't been going to Warrant companies. Really?
Yeah, we have it only in the very back, you know.
Okay, I know. So,
Oh, yeah, they're there.
Your Honor?
So we're going to address the objection. The last. I don't know, we can do when we get back.
Just go.
go ahead.
Your Honor, the reason for the objection is that Stevens has gone way afield with this way. He's asking him, guns are a problem in the Columbus. Guns are a problem in the community. Guns are a problem this. Isn't it true that all this inflammatory stuff dealing with guns, I don't know what that has to do with what he's thinking, what he knows, or whatever. She's using Officer Rosser here to sit there and tell everybody here about the gun problems that we have in this country. And it has really no relevance to this case at all. Has no relevance as to whether or not justified force was necessary, or whether or not the facts even occurred of Casey even turning or anything like that, because he doesn't know. He's a fact witness, Your Honor. He's not an expert, okay? He was never listed on the expert list. He's been brought into this courtroom to discuss his knowledge of what he knew at the time that he was there, and he's a fact witness. He's not an expert.
I don't think he's opining as to an expert opinion.
What his opining is that there's a gun problem. His opining is.
Are you saying there wasn't a gun problem? You're saying there isn't a gun problem?
Well, that's not for.
This case is about a gun.
That's not about it's not, this case isn't about whether in this courtroom there's a gun problem. And it's just inflammatory. They know what's going on here. It's inflammatory. It has nothing to do relevancy with this case.
This is cross-examination, so
Can I just make one other argument then?
sure.
On direct, we stuck to the facts, didn't bring in anything dealing with his personal feelings. And this is what we're getting to here. Officer Rosser's personal feelings about whether there's gun problems in this country, okay, has nothing to do with what Mr. Meade was thinking, did, and we've thrown that up all the time. What did he know? What was he thinking? Not what Officer Rosser's thinking as to whether or not it's justified to turn, to shoot, to threats, and things like that. It's Officer Meade not Officer Rosser.
Well, Officer Rosser was an active police officer at the time. He knew if he pulled over a car, there was a very good likelihood that person has a firearm in the motor vehicle. So I think it is relevant. I don't know what Officer Meade or Jason Meade knew and all that,
Well, that's
but
what we're dealing
that's
with.
how he approaches something. So his knowledge of the city, I think, is clearly relevant.
Well, how about, but his opinions.
I'm going to allow it to go on, so relevant.
Ryan, you don't have to sit there through the whole thing. If you want to stretch your legs.
I'm sitting all day anyways. I'm used to it at this point. I appreciate it. FID, FID, as in David. Yeah.
Turn on the courtroom, so it may take a minute.
One person from each side. And Jerry, can we have one go to that conference, please? I think it's off the record, but let me check.
He said just one person.
It's on the record. Does that mean you have to go back there? Cool. That's what I heard. If not, blame it on me.
This trial level report, like, we need to hear
someone put it up. Right? You want water?
I'm good, thank you.
Now, how does the judge like react with that?
I'm pretty sure he.
I mean, like a full scrub. Full scrub.
I mean, yeah, like you have to get seriously.
Disinfect.
I guess like they hold it for the day, but.
Mission accomplished.
Like, I could never say that it's not.
Oh, pretty.
That's.
Everyone can have a seat. Detective Russell, you're still under oath.
Yes, sir.
Any further questions on behalf of the defense?
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Cross-examination.
We were talking about guns before the break. As a Columbus Police detective, you're familiar with the difference between semi-automatic and automatic weapons, correct?
Correct.
A semi-automatic weapon means one trigger pull, means one bullet comes out of that semi-automatic weapon, correct?
Yes.
You were issued a semi-automatic weapon back in December of 2020, correct?
Correct.
You didn't get to choose what weapon you were issued. The division issued you that weapon, right?
Correct.
Now, with respect to an automatic weapon can have multiple bullets exit the firearm with just one trigger pull, correct?
Correct.
In automatic weapons, such as a service rifle, were issued to people who were like on the SWAT team, correct?
Correct.
Again, those people did not get to select which firearm they were issued. That's above your pay grade. True?
That's true.
I want to talk to you about gun safety. As a Columbus police officer, you're familiar with gun safety, correct?
Correct.
You would agree with me when I say that when transporting a gun in a vehicle, if you're carrying it concealed or outside of your vehicle, it should be carried in a holster, right?
Or a lockbox, one of the two, correct.
Holster or a lockbox. You saw a holster clip on the body on that day, correct?
Yes.
The holster, the purpose of the holster is made so if a gun is in it, it's flush against your body, correct?
Correct.
It's made with the purpose so the gun doesn't fall out of the holster, correct?
Correct.
You have a holster, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you've fallen with your gun in your holster before, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Has that gun ever fallen out of your holster when you've fallen before, sir?
No, ma'am.
It stays secure in the holster even when you've fallen.
Correct.
Basic rules of gun safety, detective, are to treat every firearm as loaded, correct?
Correct.
Never point it at something that you are not willing to shoot, right?
Correct.
Finger off the trigger until you're ready to fire.
Correct.
Want to switch gears and talk to you about SOFAST. SOFAST, as you discussed with Mr. Merkel, is a U.S. Marshals task force, right?
Yes.
You're tasked with apprehending violent fugitives, right?
Correct.
Part of SOFAST, you are deputized as the United States Marshal, but you're still cloaked with your Columbus police officer investigatory abilities, correct?
Yes.
But we already talked about the weapon you were issued, but I want to talk to you a little bit more about the gear you were issued as part of this task force. As part of the SOFAST team, you have access to the encrypted U.S. Marshals channel, right?
Correct.
And I believe you had said that it was on your Columbus police officer radio, right?
Yes.
But not every Columbus police officer has access to that encrypted United States Marshals channel, right?
That's correct.
Only the members of SOFAST have access to that United States Marshals channel, true?
True.
Now, you have other markings on your uniform that identify you as U.S. Marshals, right?
Correct.
You have U.S. Marshals, a placard on the front and the back of your vest, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, you weren't equipped with body-worn cameras back in December of 2020 while you were on the United States Marshals Task Force, right?
Correct.
That's something above your pay grade again, right?
Yes, ma'am.
That's a memorandum of understanding between the marshals, right?
Yes.
They did not require you to wear a body-worn camera, right?
Correct.
In fact, they said you were not to wear body-worn cameras while you were participating in the SOFAST task force, correct?
Correct.
Now, you were describing your vest to Mr. Merkel. You said your vest was a hand-me-down vest, but there were other vests that your team members wore, right?
Correct.
Your vest, I think, was kind of flush with your shoulders.
I can't remember
Okay.
at this time because it's been so long since that vest.
Do you think that people from maybe SWAT or the Franklin County Sheriff's Office had different vests?
They did.
Fair to say that they're a little bit higher, they come off the shoulders a little bit higher
Probably.
than what your vest did? I want to talk to you, switch gears to December 4th of 2020. You had stated that you had attempted to execute a warrant at the Barbour household, true?
That's true.
And you're familiar with Kendall Barbour, right?
Correct.
Jason's familiar with Kendall Barbour, right? Now, you're done with your warrant work and it's around lunchtime, correct?
Correct.
It's a Friday, right?
Right.
So you're headed back to the task force office, right?
Yes.
You pull off onto Estates Place, you take a left onto Ferris.
Correct.
You're waiting at the light on Carl and Ferris.
Correct.
You don't have your radio on, do you?
I do not.
You're in the car with task force officer, I believe you said his name was Joseph Yorkowitz,
Correct.
and you are driving, right?
Yes.
So Mr. Yorkowitz is in your passenger seat.
Front passenger, yep.
He doesn't have his radio on either, does he?
No.
Okay. All of a sudden, detective, you see Jason do a U-turn and pass by your truck, right?
Correct.
At first, you thought he probably left something behind, right?
Yes.
But then you were made aware that it wasn't something that he left behind, correct?
Correct.
Jason rolled down his window and you said he seemed panicked, right? He was scared, right?
Correct.
He was telling you that there's the guy with the gun, right?
Yes.
And so he pursues down Ferris Road, right?
Correct.
This is a high priority situation at this point. Fair?
Yes. Correct.
You know somebody has a gun, correct?
Correct.
And so you do a U-turn to follow Deputy Meade, right?
Yes.
So you follow Jason onto Ferris and he turns right onto Estates, correct?
Correct.
Now this isn't happening step by step by step, is it, detective?
No.
This is happening quickly, right?
Yes, ma'am.
This is all fluid, correct?
Correct.
A dynamic, tense, rapidly evolving situation. Fair to
Correct.
say?
Yes.
Now, you follow Jason as he turns right onto Estates and you see him jump out of his truck and he runs to the tailgate area, right?
Correct.
You pull up, true?
True.
You don't have your gear on at that point, right?
Correct.
You're like, oh my gosh, I should get my gear on too, right?
Correct.
You see a male standing in the street, right?
Correct.
Jason alerts you to that guy, right?
Correct.
He says, down there, he's got a gun.
Correct.
You look down the street. Yes?
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Sorry.
You saw a male, right?
Yes.
That person looks at you, correct?
He's looking our way. Correct.
You say you don't have any gear on to protect yourself with, correct?
Correct.
So you grab your vest and your gun belt, true?
True.
You see Jason get in his truck and go toward the male who had just looked at you, right?
Correct.
You follow Jason.
Yes.
You don't turn your lights and sirens on at any point, do you, Detective Rosser?
No.
At that point, you don't need to, correct?
Correct.
You would agree with me that while you're in a chase of a person, it's probably best to not turn them on due to the gravity of the situation, how quickly it's evolving, right?
Correct.
Now, as Jason gets closer to the male, he picks up speed, correct?
Correct.
Now, I want to talk to you for a second, back up, about when you're at Sale and Estates, when you pull up next to Jason and you're getting your gear on. Fair to say Deputy Meade was closer to that person than you were, right?
Correct.
So Jason had a better look at that person, right?
Correct.
Now, you mentioned as Jason gets closer, the person takes off from a walk to a hurried pace to a full-blown sprint, correct?
Yes.
And what did you say that took you as? How do you perceive that situation, detective?
I perceive it just from my training that an individual is attempting to run on foot to flee from us.
Flee from you?
Correct.
And you don't know where that person is going, right?
Correct.
He takes off out of view, correct?
Correct.
Again, changing the dynamic of the situation, right?
Correct.
Now at this point you hear, show me your hands, correct?
Correct.
And then you hear gunshots, right?
Correct.
First commands, correct?
Correct.
And then gunshots, right?
Correct.
That's what your training tells you to do, correct?
Correct.
Again, this isn't happening in a step-by-step process, right?
Correct.
It's happening quickly, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
You take off running to where you thought you saw Jason go, right?
Yes.
This, at this point, is emergent, correct?
Yes.
You grab your duty gun from the holster and threw your gun belt on the sidewalk, right?
Correct.
You have to be able to protect yourself, sir, in case something else happens.
Yes, ma'am.
You needed your firearm.
Correct.
Because last you knew, that person had a gun, right?
Correct.
Now you run to where Jason is and you see him outside of the fence, correct?
Correct.
Now, when you see Jason, Jason warns you, hey, that guy's got a gun, right?
Correct.
You approach the house at basically the same time.
Yes.
And when you approach the house, you see Mr. Goodson in the threshold of the door, correct?
Correct.
Now Jason pulls and rolls him over, right?
Correct.
And after Jason pulls and rolls him over, you see a handgun, correct?
Correct.
And it's a semi-automatic handgun, correct?
Yes.
With an extended magazine, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, at this point, detective, you know that the house isn't clear, right?
Correct.
Jason tells you, hey, the house isn't clear, right?
Yes.
That becomes a priority of yours, correct?
Yes.
You have to clear the house because this is a risky situation, right?
Correct.
You don't know who's in the house.
Correct.
You don't know what this person was getting into.
Correct.
You don't know how many people are in the house.
Correct.
You don't know if there are any threats in the house, right?
Correct.
So it becomes your duty to then clear the house, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
You hit your banner and immediately call for a medic as soon as this is all occurring, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You see a door to your left that's jammed as you walk into the house, right?
Correct.
I think you have to kick that door down to see into what would have been the living room.
I do.
You see a man in the living room with a small child and a Rottweiler, right?
Correct.
You give him loud verbal commands, correct?
Correct.
Jason's giving commands at this point, right?
Correct.
You hear a lot of people yelling, correct?
Correct.
Fair to say you could have used profanity.
Definitely.
Why definitely, sir?
To gain verbal compliance and just the chaotic nature of the incident, I'm going to use cuss words.
It's a highly stressful, chaotic situation, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You use profanity to alert the people in the house that this is a serious situation, right?
Correct.
Not just for your safety, correct?
But for theirs as well.
But for theirs as well. True?
True.
So, Joseph Yorkowitz was third in the door, you would say?
Correct.
He's screaming as well?
I possibly, but I don't know.
Fair to say you tell Yorkowitz to take the position to hold where you are, right?
I do.
And then you go past the kitchen to try to clear the front part of the kitchen where you had marked for Mr. Merkel, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You see two females running out at different times, correct?
Correct.
There's a lot of chaos going on in this house, right?
Yes.
You see another dog come out, right?
Correct.
At that point, sir, it's not your job to focus on where Jason is, right?
Correct.
Your job is to clear the house, correct?
Correct.
Make sure all of you are safe, right?
Correct.
Officers and civilians included, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
You have to control the chaos as best you can, right?
Yes.
So it's not your job to focus on or track Jason all over the house or where he was going, right?
No, ma'am.
Now, at that point, sir, a lot of law enforcement agencies begin to show up, right?
Correct.
You remember Task Force Officer Todd Barnhart showing up.
Correct.
Todd is a member of the SOFAS team?
Yes. Or was.
Todd-
Or he was.
He was.
Yes.
Yes. Todd wasn't with you or Joseph Yorkowitz in the car, right?
Correct. He was not.
Okay. So you direct Todd to begin CPR, right?
Yes.
Unfortunately, the victim first has to be handcuffed, right?
Correct.
That's standard procedure, correct?
Yes.
Tell the members of the jury why that's standard procedure.
Safety issues. Usually, especially with the firearm, one gun, it's always the +1 rule. If there's one gun, there's a second gun. Personally, I've had arrests where the individuals had 2 or 3 guns on their person. So you always handcuff so you, to secure, make sure you can pat them down, search them, make sure they don't have another weapon or firearm on them where they pose another risk to yourself or to other officers or to anybody else. And then if you need to, if you need to uncuff to administer aid, we can uncuff to administer aid after we've made sure everything is secure and there's no longer a threat that's being posed.
Now, again, that's what you're trained to do, correct?
Correct.
You have to make sure that that person, according to the +1 rule, doesn't have another firearm on them, right?
Correct.
Again, that's for officer safety, correct?
Correct.
And civilian safety, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, while you were in that kitchen, detective, there were a ton of law enforcement officers in and out of that kitchen, right?
Yes.
That kitchen area is small and confined, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, you have to make sure that the house is safe for the medics before they can even get in to render aid, right?
Correct.
Todd was doing CPR when the medics finally came in to relieve him, right?
Correct.
Now, you warn the medics, you say, hey, there's a firearm right there, right?
I believe so.
You have to alert them to a firearm being there for their safety, right?
Correct.
Now, eventually, Detective Rosser, you see someone take Jason away, right?
Correct.
You're familiar with what officer support is, Detective, right?
Yes.
You're trained on officer support, correct?
I'm not an officer support officer, but yes, I am trained on what they do.
Tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what officer support does.
The officer support is essentially the officer that comes in and I'm not gonna say take custody of the officer that was involved in a critical incident, but they, I don't know how to word it,
They offer support?
officer support. And then they take that officer to an undisclosed location away from the scene.
Officer support people have guidelines to follow, correct?
They do.
Basically, it's an emergency psychological first aid for officers who have been involved in a critical incident, correct?
That's correct.
Fair to say an officer-involved shooting is in fact a critical incident, right?
It is.
And to your knowledge, sir, officer support was developed based on psychology, right?
Correct.
Now, the goal, sir, is to remove the officer safely and quickly, correct?
Correct.
You're not supposed to ask the involved officer the details of what occurred, right?
That's correct.
In fact, officers who are in critical incidents are trained to only give the bare minimum of what occurred to get the people and the medics there safely, right?
Correct.
And other officers to make sure that they're safe as well, right?
Yes, ma'am.
That's what they're trained to inform them of, correct?
Correct.
Not the details of what occurred, right?
Correct.
May I have a moment, Your Honor?
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Detective. I appreciate you taking the time to be here this afternoon.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you redirect?
Briefly, Your Honor. Detective Rosser, Ms. Stevens spoke to you about this hypothetical. Your experience as a patrol officer, you are wearing a uniform, is that right?
Correct.
And your experience as a task force officer is you're not wearing a uniform, is that right?
Correct.
Why?
I'm wearing, well, if we're working a case, I'm wearing tactical gear. I guess that's considered our uniform, so I apologize, but we're not wearing like a patrol officer uniform.
You're not readily identified as a police officer.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah. And in patrol, which is where you interact more and more with the public, you wear a uniform so that everybody knows you're a police officer,
Correct.
correct?
But that's why we also wear the patches, just so we're readily identifiable.
And you drive a marked cruiser, and if you're on patrol and you want to stop someone, how do you do that? What tools do you have in the cruiser?
Lights and sirens.
Pardon me?
Lights and sirens.
Okay. Alerts them, not only that you're a police officer, but that you want them to stop.
Correct.
Okay. Those tools were available to Mr. Meade on December 4th, 2020, right?
Correct.
His truck had lights and sirens,
Yes, sir.
but he chose not to use it.
Correct.
And he chose not to use them before any foot chase or whatever. Is that correct?
Correct.
Now, Ms. Stevens talked about someone with their back to you can be a threat.
Yes, sir.
Simply having their back to you, even if you know they are armed, that's not automatically a deadly threat, is it?
Not automatically.
You know, in fact, it only becomes a deadly threat if there's a turn and point. Is that true?
You don't have to turn.
Well, a point,
Good point. And
you know. You know. Okay. Talked about weapons. Have you ever fired an automatic weapon?
no,
Have you seen them fired?
Probably
at the
YouTube,
range?
probably YouTube videos or something, or Instagram, but I've never fired one.
How about at the range?
I don't think so.
Have you seen when you've seen it maybe on a YouTube video, what happens with the barrel as the burst comes out? Raises, doesn't it?
Yeah,
In fact, that's part of the training is to learn how to adjust for the raise, right?
correct.
And in fact, officers, military, they're taught to shoot in bursts, right? Short bursts.
I would assume. I don't know. I'm not military, so I'm sorry, I can't answer that.
Okay. Did you handcuff Mr. Goodson?
No,
You know who did?
I have no idea.
Ms. Stevens asked you about, when you were taking command of the House, using profanity, directing commands, and you said, or she said, and Meade was making commands too. Did you hear him?
I heard screaming. I don't know what it was.
Okay. 'Cause
I couldn't tell you.
You weren't paying attention to what
My
he
focus wasn't on what he was saying. My focus was on what I had going on in front of me.
You don't know, you were focused on what you were focused on, clearing, holding the room later in the kitchen, but also checking to the left as you enter.
Correct.
And if I'm understanding your testimony, you weren't concerned with tracking what Mr. Meade was doing, and you just don't know.
I don't know what he was doing. That's not my job.
Precisely. So whether he was issuing commands or making inquiry or whatever, you don't know.
I don't know what he was saying. Correct.
And you certainly were not making any inquiry of the residents there about why is this person coming into the house with a gun or anything like that.
No, my job was to keep people from coming out.
Counsel. Mr. Meade, in essence, left you and Officer Yorkowitz behind when he headed on down the stakes. Is that correct?
Correct.
I mean, you guys weren't geared up. He wasn't allowing his team enough time to be there with him. Is that correct?
Correct.
In what you observed, did you see any efforts by Mr. Meade to de-escalate the situation? What you observed?
I mean, show me your hands is a verbal de-escalation. I don't,
Okay, show me your hands.
that's a verbal de-escalation, as in, show me your hands. And so I would say heard, not saw. There wasn't time to, I guess, see. It was happening so quickly and right here, right now. There was no time to try other de-escalation tactics. That doesn't always apply. Sometimes all you have is the verbal.
Anything further, Your Honor?
Briefly, Your Honor, thank you. Detective, you remember Mr. Merkel just talking to you about your uniform as a U.S. Marshal Task Force member not being easily identifiable as a police officer, correct?
Correct.
You would recognize a picture of you from that day on December 4th, 2020, right?
Yes, ma'am.
May I approach the witness, Your Honor? Let the record reflect that I am handing the witness what has previously been marked for identification purposes as Defendant's Exhibit G. Sir, you recognize that document, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
That is a picture of you in the kitchen on December 4th, 2020, right?
Correct.
And what does it say on your uniform?
U.S. Marshal Police.
In large letters?
Correct.
May I publish, Your Honor?
Right.
Pretty easily identifiable as the police officer, wouldn't you say, Detective?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I want to talk to you about Mr. Merkel's question about how Jason left you and Yorkowitz behind. Do you remember that question that he had asked you?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, when Jason pursued the person on foot, that person was leaving, right?
Correct.
He had a gun, right?
Correct.
He didn't know where he was going, right?
Correct.
Jason didn't know where he was going,
Correct.
right? You didn't know where he was going, correct?
Correct.
He didn't have time. He had to go and pursue that person, correct?
Correct.
Because he was going toward a house, right?
Yes.
With a gun, correct?
Correct.
Mr. Merkel asked you about de-escalation tactics. Do you remember those questions, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
And I think you were saying that those de-escalation tactics were such that drop the gun, correct?
Correct.
You're trained on to give verbal commands as a de-escalation tactic, correct?
Correct.
And if those verbal commands don't work and that person turns and points the firearm at you, what are you to do in that situation, sir?
Respond with deadly force.
Respond with deadly force. Thank you, Detective. Nothing further.
Mr. Russell, you can step down. A little maze around here. You raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm under penalty of perjury your testimony in this case will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. Have a seat. Pull yourself up close to the microphone.
Sorry.
Afternoon.
Afternoon, sir.
Can you state your name for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, please?
My name is John Standley.
And Sergeant Stanley, where were you employed?
I'm a retired Columbus Police Sergeant.
How many years were you a Columbus police officer?
A few months over 31 years.
When did you retire?
August of last year.
During your time on the Columbus Police Force, well, I guess let's go to your last assignment, which was what?
I was a sergeant in the crime scene search unit.
Okay. Tell us what the crime scene search unit is.
We were tasked or are tasked with investigating serious crimes against persons such as homicide or robberies or felonious assaults, serious scenes.
How long were you a sergeant with the crime scene search unit?
My last 9 years.
And when you say you were tasked with investigating incidents, were you specifically tasked with certain aspects of those investigations,
Correct.
processing scenes?
Correct.
Tell us what that means when I say processing scenes.
We would typically photograph the scene and evidence. We would mark and collect evidence from the scene. And we have specialized equipment that if we had to get on a roof or if we had to cut things down to get to evidence, we had those type of things too. So we would actually handle the physical scene itself.
On December 4th, 2020, were you a sergeant in the crime scene search unit?
Yes.
And were you called to a shooting scene at 3996 States Place on that date?
I was.
And who made the request for you to be there?
I was notified by personnel in headquarters, the receptionist, I believe.
And did you respond by yourself, or was there a team of detectives that responded?
I initially responded myself, and subsequently my team that was on duty that day came as well.
And those people would be who, if you remember, if you recall?
There were 3 on duty that time. Linda Gibson was one, Sonny Williams, and John Ball were their names.
And of those 3, are any of them retired?
I know Linda's retired. I'm not sure about John. Sonny's still working on duty.
Now, since I guess all told there were 4 of you that responded, did you all do the same tasks?
No.
Okay. Things were divvied up?
Correct.
You guys have seen these. You've seen them. I'm going to show you a stack of photos here. You would look through those. I believe they're marked States Exhibit 2P, I think is the first one. And they go through States Exhibit 2. It's the last one.
VW, I believe.
3 W's, triple W, through 2.
That's
triple W.
actually my last one's 2. V as in Victor, 3 of those. VVV.
Okay.
Your Honor, there's no need for the detective to look at all of them. Mr. Merkel could publish them whenever he wants.
Are these a portion of the photographs that were taken of the scene that day?
Yes, sir.
Among other things that Crime Scene Search Unit does, do you prepare a sketch of the scene?
Yes.
I'm going to show you the mark as 2 triple Y. And 2 triple X. Recognize those?
I do.
What are those?
They're blown up parts of the scene from that day on December 4th, 2020, and it has my notations on there when I was at your office, and we noted photograph locations and what things were photographed. And
Those are the red marks on there?
correct.
And Explain to the jury how you marked those.
Looking at the photo, Linda Gibson, Detective Gibson, took the photos that day, but I know from looking at the photos, what direction the photos were taken at and of where she was approximately standing, and I marked said photo with arrows, and if it was a down shot, I drew a circle to note that there was no particular direction, it was just down.
And 2XXX is pretty much the exterior of the residence, is that correct?
Yes,
Okay. And then 2YYY is the kitchen and the living room area of the residence, is that right?
yes.
Overhead here. We're not going to go through all of these, but let's go through several of them. Start with State's Exhibit 2AAA. And there are cones in the photograph. What were those there originally, or have those been placed there?
Those were placed by my team.
Okay. And those cones are marking what?
Individual items of evidence that were going to be collected and photographed.
Okay, and this particular photograph shows what portion of the premises?
This is the kitchen.
Okay, kitchen floor?
Correct.
All right. I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 2CCC. And what is that photograph depicting?
That was a semi-automatic handgun that was located on the kitchen floor.
Okay. And that was its location when you all began processing the scene, is that correct?
Correct. Yes, sir.
In the order of things, what's the when are the photographs taken? Are they taken at the end or at the beginning, or when?
We refer to ourselves as the last responders. We're pretty much the tail end of everything, so this is at the end.
Right, but in terms of your processing of the scene, when are you taking the photographs?
The photographs are, basically the order is that we would meet with the scene lead detective, find out what is evidence, what needs collected and marked, and those cones would be placed down at that time, noted of what the item is, and then photographs would follow.
Show you what's been marked as 2DDD. Do you recognize what's depicted in that photograph?
I do, sir.
What is that?
That's a bullet projectile, we refer to it.
Okay, and that was on the floor of the kitchen?
Correct.
Photograph 2EEE. What is that depicting?
That's a skull cap, I believe.
Okay, how about the white things on either side of it?
AirPods?
Okay. And those were on the kitchen floor?
Correct.
Show you what's been marked as 2GGG. What's that photograph depicting?
That represents a projectile that we removed from inside the microwave.
Okay, that's the damage to the microwave,
Correct.
and you were able to take a projectile out of that?
I wasn't, my team did. Yes, sir.
Somebody from your team? State's Exhibit 2JJJ. You know what that depicts?
I believe that's the edge of the kitchen where it would lead to a hallway.
Back where the bedrooms were?
Correct.
State's Exhibit 2LL. What is that depicting?
That's the living room area.
Okay. State's Exhibit 2PP. Let me see if I can. You recognize what that depicts?
That is a picture of a photo of the front door area from the living room.
The front door or side door?
I'm sorry, side door.
Okay. And it has keys in the door?
Correct.
And that is the way it was positioned and found by you and your team when you guys processed the scene?
Yes.
Okay. Show you what's been marked as 2QQQ. And what's that depict?
That's a wall above the sink.
Okay. And are there defects in the wall?
There were.
State's Exhibit 2RRR.
That is notes, holes or damage done to the middle picture that's how I referred to it on that wall. It was labeled apples and had more than one apple, and that was just a close-up view of that position.
What's this right here?
That appeared to be a bullet strike hole.
Two triple S.
Same type of, that was to the frame, if you're facing that middle picture, this is the picture to its right, and there was a projectile at the edge or stayed in that position to that hole. Yes, sir.
Right where I'm pointing?
Correct.
Okay. triple T?
That is a hole that I placed there to try and find the bullet that had made the larger hole from a few pictures ago. We removed those two pictures, and that was an attempt at locating the bullet that had went inside that wall.
Okay, so you actually removed that absent piece of drywall there.
Correct.
Were you successful in finding a bullet?
We were not.
And tell us about that. I believe you consulted with the scene detective.
I did. I was hoping, or initially thinking, that bullet could be right on the other side of that portion, and it would become apparent. And when it didn't, there's a gap between the outside wall or that far wall, and I would have had to remove an extensive portion or take down the cabinets themselves because it appeared it had fallen down due to gravity or lodged in a far wall. So I consulted with Detective Mounts on I didn't want to cause a terrible amount of damage with the family having to come back in there. And he stated, let's just leave it at this point.
Okay. Now, I guess while we're looking at photographs, move you to, I think this was several days later, but I want to show you a stack of photographs that are marked 5J through 5DD. Ask you if you recognize those photographs.
I do.
What are those?
Several days later, I don't have that particular report in front of me, but the lead detective, Hughes, contacted me and asked if I would remove clothing items that I believe were Mr. Goodson's and take photographs of them at our lab.
Okay. So those are, if I use the term posed photographs, is that what those would be?
Yes, sir.
Meaning that you set them up, laid them out, and posed the item and then photographed it.
Correct.
And the purpose of that was to show the condition of the clothing
Correct.
and any holes in it and so forth?
Any holes or tears is what he wanted me to document.
Okay. And you did that?
I did.
Now, on December 4th, while still at the scene, were you asked to collect or photograph and collect any other items?
I was.
What is that?
Photograph Deputy Meade and collect his firearm that he used during this incident.
Angie, what's been marked as State's Exhibit 3F through Would you look at those photographs and tell us if you recognize what those are?
These are photographs of Deputy Meade, front and back, of how he was, what he was wearing, and how he presented himself that day, and of his firearm that was used during this incident, and of the ammunition that was collected.
show you a photograph of 3F. And that's the photograph of Deputy Meade.
Correct.
And it's got, this is, he's got the body armor on, is that correct?
Yes.
What is the yellow thing?
I believe that was a taser.
It's a taser? Tell us what a taser is.
That's a non-lethal weapon that police are issued that can be used in various situations.
Right. Do you know how they work?
I believe so. Yeah, generally, they have hooks that are spring-loaded and punch out when the trigger's pulled, and the idea is to lock into a person that you're aiming at, and there's an electrical charge that goes through wiring into the probes that are in the person, and it's supposed to lock up the major muscle groups of that person and help them to comply or to get under arrest or whatever the situation is.
So it would incapacitate a person if you strike them with a taser?
It is supposed to.
Okay. Do you know the general range of a taser?
The ones I carried were about up to 21 feet.
Okay, so 21 feet and inside, you're within range. Beyond 20 or 21 feet, the taser's not going to reach you.
Just due to gravity and the arc of it's going to take, it only goes out so far before it would just hit the ground.
Your Honor, may we approach?
Really?
Stanley. Got several things in this box. First being I believe it is marked as States Exhibit 3A.
Which would be the rifle.
You could examine that.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is that the rifle that you collected from Deputy Meade?
It is.
Okay. And then State's Exhibit 3B is also in the box there.
What would that be, sir, on your cheat sheet? What would that be?
It would be the magazine.
Okay. Yes, sir. I do.
And what is that?
That's the magazine that belongs in this weapon that I removed from it.
Okay, was that magazine loaded at the time?
It had one round missing, so it was 29. I say missing, it wasn't completely loaded.
Okay. Live rounds in it, or were there some shell casings that had been recovered from the scene?
This would hold live rounds.
I'd like you to look at,
We need the screen down.
well, that'd help. Sorry. This is State's Exhibit 2H. You recognize what those cones are marking?
Yes,
What are they marking?
they marked 6 spent casings.
Okay. And the photograph documents their location, those were subsequently collected.
Yes.
Now, when you collected the weapon, did you do a bullet count at that time?
Yes.
Okay. How many bullets do you recall counting, or actually they're probably in there? It's 3C.
Yes, sir.
C and 3D.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Recall how many you recovered?
We accounted for 29 rounds.
Okay. And that, in part, was using the shell casings that are depicted in State's Exhibit 2H.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So there were 23 rounds there in 3D and 3C.
There were 23 rounds in the weapon when I collected it, and 6 rounds had been fired that we found the casings outside, which gave 29.
Okay. And
Sergeant, all of the items that you testified to and that were collected that day, photographs, were these items collected in the normal procedure of crime scene search unit as in processing a scene?
Yes.
When you collected the firearm, do you fill out a form documenting that?
Correct.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 3E. You recognize that?
I do.
And what is that?
That's a recovered firearm form.
And tell us what information is contained on there.
The date and time I recovered it, from who I recovered it from, the description of the weapon, how many cartridges were in the weapon, and their lineup in the magazine and chamber and so forth.
Okay. Sergeant Stanley, the doorway on the side door, there was a storm door on there, was there not?
Yes.
And was that photographed as well?
Yes.
And was there a reason that it was photographed?
It appeared to have holes in it.
Okay. Show you what's been marked as upside down. State's Exhibit 2R. Is that the storm door?
Yes, sir.
And the holes that you're talking about?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You also took photograph 2GG. Is that a photograph of the stoop there?
Yes, sir.
And what's on there?
It appeared to us to be blood.
Well, blood, but
Glass.
okay. And did that seem or did that appear to have come from the storm door right above it?
Correct.
Sergeant, thank you. I don't believe excuse me. Thank you, Sergeant. I don't
Yes, sir.
believe I have any further questions.
Any cross-examination?
Yes, Your Honor, procedurally. After you grab the hand. Sure.
Thank you. Just, I'll let him grab something out.
Counsel will approach.
Wants to make sure I can try to go my foot. Try to go. wants me to be done by 4:30, so I'm sorry in advance.
We will be done at 4:30.
Yeah, if you'll put that down, I'll use the elbow. At the appropriate time. May I proceed, Your Honor? Good afternoon, Sergeant.
Sir?
We've known each other for quite some time.
Yes.
I'm jealous. You're done at 31 years. I'm still going. How was retirement?
Eating too much, but it's good. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate you. Now, this scene was a little bit different, and because it was a CERT scene, correct?
Correct.
And CERT, for ladies and gentlemen of the jury, means a critical incident response team, right?
That's correct.
And that's kind of the elite and the more senior type of detectives involved in any critical incident, correct?
Yes.
And you know in advance that you're going to be reviewed many different ways, and so you want the best people in there doing the best job, correct?
Yes.
And Detective Hughes was the CERT lead detective, right?
Yes.
And on the scene that day, you also have a scene detective, and that's was Detective Mounts, correct?
Yes.
He's in charge of you and your 3 other people, correct?
Correct.
He makes the determinations of what to do, where to go, things of that nature.
We consult with him, yes.
And so, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, get the time frame. You're there about 2-3 hours after this, correct?
Roughly, yep.
Okay. And you have no idea how the stuff was positioned at the time of the incident. You can only report as to what you see at that point in time.
That's correct.
Things have been pointed out. You guys put the cones down. You're trying to document that, right?
Correct.
Transient evidence can be moved, correct?
Yes.
And the scene, depending until it's contained, is subject to contamination, correct?
Yes.
By contamination, I mean something might have been moved accidentally, something might have been stepped on, things of that nature, right?
Yes.
And when you're photographing and getting some instructions from Detective Mouse, you don't know what's relevant to the case. You're just trying to do a thorough and a complete job.
Correct.
Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Now, on that day, Detective Talaferio was not at the scene, correct?
Correct.
She had nothing to do with gathering evidence on December 4th, right?
Correct.
And you had nothing to do with the car involved in the situation, correct?
Correct.
You didn't take any pictures, you didn't analyze it, you had nothing to do with the car at that aspect.
Correct.
Now, you can only photograph items when you get there, correct?
Correct.
All right. And Mr. Merkel talked about the door with the holes in it, correct? This is Defendant's Exhibit I, right?
Yes.
You have no idea how that door was positioned when the incident took place, correct?
Correct.
You have no idea if it's been moved, opened, shut 15, 20 times since then, right?
Correct.
Okay. And with regards to the glass, there was glass mainly in the threshold on the front porch, correct?
Correct.
And on the very inside of the house, correct?
Yes.
And you assume that glass came from this picture, correct?
Yes. It's
Okay.
upside down, but yes.
And that's Defendant's J, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and then Defendant's K, that's the front stoop, right?
Yes.
Common sense and logic would dictate that the door had to be in some position to where the glass came down, right?
Yes.
You don't know how it came down or anything of that nature.
Correct.
Now, let's talk about the tasers for a second, okay? You mentioned tasers as being non-lethal, correct?
Yes.
Tasers don't go through a door, right?
No.
So if there's an object in between the person that the incident's with and the law enforcement officer outside, a taser is of no value, correct?
Correct.
And the taser, you mentioned a key term, was non-lethal, right?
Yes.
So if a barrel of a gun's pointed at you as a law enforcement officer, you're not going for the taser, are you?
No.
You're going for your gun, correct?
Yes.
And you're trained, if you see that barrel pointed at you, that's a deadly threat, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And the taser's not an option, right?
No.
Now, with regards to Mr. Meade, And these pictures, I think, and again, these are the same ones you've seen. We just put different labels on them to make it more expedited.
Okay.
This is Defendant's Exhibit N. You had looked at one of those, correct?
Correct.
Now, on there, this is the full uniform, and there's padding up on top over the shoulders, correct?
Yes.
That's the specific type of vest, right?
Yes.
And there's markings, and there's even neon colors, correct?
Correct.
And from the back, same thing, correct?
Yes.
I apologize about that's Defendant's Exhibit O, but when it's in focus, readily identifiable, and things of that nature, correct?
Yes.
All right. Now, you mentioned a couple things on there. There were some defects on the wall. Mr. Merkel showed some pictures, right?
Yes.
Now, one, you found a projectile.
Correct.
Other one, you didn't.
Correct.
So you can't even say if that defect was from this situation.
Correct.
Could have been there before.
Correct.
There could have been other markings in areas, but you were directed to try to look at certain aspects.
Yes.
And that skull cap, you use the term skull cap. Explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what a skull cap is.
I believe Sonny referred to it that day as a do-rag, but it's a tight fit around the top of someone's head.
So with a tight fit around the top of that head, you're not going to see an afro, correct?
Correct.
You're not going to see a big hair or ponytail, right?
No.
Because the skull cap's tight on there, a do-rag, that's what Sonny called it. For Sonny, for the record, that's Sonny Williams.
Correct.
He was working the scene as well.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, and I apologize, I don't know the number. If you would just read for the number of that exhibit.
There's a lot of numbers on here. Sorry. Which one? Number you're?
Do you have the key for them on this?
2G.
So this is handing you what's been marked for identification purposes as a State's Exhibit 2G.
Okay.
Now, you testified on direct, Merkel, could you examine that gun and let us know if that's the same gun that you took pictures?
Yes.
If you could hold that up for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Okay. And then the clip is 2H,
H.
if you could pull that out. Okay. And that's an extended magazine clip, correct?
It is.
Explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what that is.
Extended magazines holds more bullets.
And they come out from beneath the gun, correct?
It's not yes, it's not flush. It doesn't come originally with the gun. It's a side, an added on piece.
Give me one picture. Okay. Now, you took pictures of that, right?
Detective Gibson did. Yes, sir.
Anytime I say you, I'm
I get it.
including the whole group.
Yes, sir.
I've only got till 4:30.
I understand.
So when you took, that had blood on it, right?
Correct.
And that, your understanding is it was then sent for DNA and swabs and stuff like that, correct?
We swabbed it, but yeah, it was tested. Yes, sir.
Then it goes to a lab and the results come back.
Correct.
Those are sent to lead detective Art Hughes.
Correct.
And there's a lot more photographs that were taken by your team at the scene. I mean, there's a tremendous amount, correct?
142, I believe. Yes, sir.
Thank you. All right. Now, when you you had to have a conversation with my client about the ammunition in his service rifle, correct?
Correct.
And let me start back. I apologize. What weapon did you carry? What service handgun did you carry when you were involved?
That time we had a Smith & Wesson 40, or 9 millimeter, I'm sorry. I think.
And that's dictated from the chain of command what you're supposed to be able to carry in that situation, right?
Yes, sir.
You have to qualify on that, right?
Yes,
And what you might have might be different than what patrol has, correct?
it is.
Okay. And what patrol has versus what you have versus what the CPD SWAT team, there's going to be different service weapons, correct?
Correct.
So a service rifle may be on the SWAT team, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And again, those people have to qualify and certify with that before they're able to carry that.
Yes.
Individuals don't make the decisions of what to carry, correct?
No, sir.
It's dictated by the need and the necessity for each different division.
Yes.
Undercover officers might use a tiny, tiny gun, correct? Because they don't want anybody to feel it or have it, correct?
Correct.
When they're undercover. Okay. Now, you had to have a conversation with my client And tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury when something is fired, what normally the casing, how's it ejected?
To the right, there's an ejection port that it'll just shoot to the right.
So if I'm pointing this way, and the casing would go to the right.
Correct.
Now, on Jason's service thing, there was a deflector, right?
There was.
And a deflector, because he's left-handed, correct?
I'm not sure.
Did you ask him if he was left-handed?
I can't recall whether I did or not.
The deflector moves it to the right as well, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And with the deflector, it maybe goes shorter, farther, but it's supposed to go to the right.
Correct.
Now, December, you don't know the wind out there, stuff like that, but those things, depending on the type of ammunition, there's lighter shell casings, correct?
Correct.
Versus heavier shell casings, right?
Yes, sir.
All of that could be transient, but for the general part, that picture that you showed, they were all in the same area, correct?
Yes, sir.
Logic would dictate that the person was outside the fence who shot that because everything went to the right.
I agree with that.
If inside the fence, it would have never made it over the fence.
I believe so. Yes, sir.
Thank you. And then there was a count with regards to the clip for Mr. Meade's service rifle held 30, correct?
It did.
Okay. You had 6 shell casings, but you only had 23 left, right?
Correct.
You're missing one, right?
Correct.
You went to Mr. Meade, and without telling him those things, you asked how many does he normally start with?
There was a conversation. Yeah, I can't remember the exact words I used, but there was a conversation I had with him concerning that.
But you didn't tell him, hey, we have 6 shell casings, I only have 23. You asked him, how many do you normally start with, and what did he tell you?
Correct. 29.
Okay. So that made sense.
It does.
He didn't know why you're asking it, right?
Correct.
Okay. Now, when someone fires a semi-automatic firearm like you were issued, you have to pull the trigger each time for one shot, right?
That's true.
And you're also aware fully automatic, you only have to pull the trigger once and multiple projectiles will come out.
Yes.
A burst.
Yes.
You don't know how many are coming out depending on how long you pull the trigger.
That's correct.
The shorter you pull the trigger, a few come out, but it will empty. If you hold the trigger the entire time, all 29 would empty.
That's true.
Okay. And you're trained in your use of force stuff, Sergeant, that you shoot at a deadly threat until the threat is stopped.
Yes.
Okay, all right. And back in 2020, is it fair to say that body-worn cameras were just kind of the new item that was being put out?
Yes.
You've worked with multiple jurisdictions on some crime scenes, correct?
Correct.
Some jurisdiction had body-worn cameras, others didn't, right?
That's true.
And again, that comes from the chain of command, not the individual officer.
Correct.
Had you worked with So Fast before on any other scenes that you were involved with?
Once or twice. I can't recall. Maybe twice.
And you're aware of the purpose of them, correct?
Correct.
If someone, based on your training, Sergeant, has a gun and they're facing away from you, they still can be a threat, correct?
That's correct.
Why so, Sergeant?
If they're armed, they can still shoot.
And if the gun comes back at you, do you have time to determine if the safety's on?
No.
Do you have time to determine if the gun's operable?
No.
Do you have time to tase them?
No.
Okay. What are you trained to do in that situation, Sergeant?
Shoot to protect yourself till the threat's over.
And where do you shoot, sir?
Center mass.
You don't shoot in the hand or try to injure them in the leg or anything like that?
No, sir.
May I have a moment, Your Honor?
Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Any redirect?
Sergeant, he's trained to only fire your weapon when there's an immediate deadly threat, correct?
Yes.
Sergeant, is there any more immediate deadly threat than a gun being pointed towards you?
No.
Thank you, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to break for the evening. Do not discuss this case among yourselves. Do not permit anyone to discuss it with you in your presence. It is your duty not to form or express an opinion on the case until it is finally submitted to you. If you can come back tomorrow, 8:45, you guys are doing a great job. I got to pick up my pace. Put all that stuff away.
Yes, sir.
I don't know. What's the lineup for tomorrow? Everyone can have a seat.
Guess what the lineup is?
Okay.
More crime scene searching, but I think we'll probably need to add some more to it.
All right, see you tomorrow at 9.
What's that? Yes.